culture change around the Dolphins. Remember that? Remember that story? Dolphins are going to turn over a new leaf. Not so much. Take a listen.
I'm gonna say last year we was lying, honestly. Point blank period. We felt it. You know what I mean? We put our toe in the water, but we didn't dive all the way in. We didn't get all the way there with each other. You know what I mean? We weren't making the effort to do go the extra mile. And I would say this year we're doing that.
Well, how are they doing it?
I'm not sure.
I mean, here's the problem with saying last year we were full of it, this year we're not, when you are 3 days into this year. The problem is evidenced by the sentence itself. Like, that statement might hold a lot more water or mean a lot more week 10 of this season. You know, in a retrospective on what's been different, but how the hell do you know?
Yeah.
And I think the Dolphins have issues in that almost all of their main characters, I think, are flawed actors. So I think Tyreek is not always a serious person, despite being a great player. And
I think that's a fair take.
And I think that when he comes into a team as the highest paid, the champion, the de facto leader, all of that, that's very different than being with Andy Reid and, you know, what became Patrick Mahomes. Because Tyreek was there before Patrick and was excellent, you know, very good already. But Patrick then all of a sudden surpasses him. Kelsey's there, Reid's there. So there's that. Tua is obviously a flawed player in that he just has what I think are, football-wise, fatal flaws, which is he has never shown an ability to excel against excellent teams, and he has never shown an ability to win in the cold. And what at one point was cliche, I think now is a large enough sample to say, no, that's real.
Yep.
And Mike McDaniel's flaw is he needed everything to be good because I don't think, has the ability to switch to disciplinary and tough guy when a team needs it. And so I actually think he's sharp. I like him more than maybe you like him.
I like him. I just think.
But I think that he needs, I think he can be really good if a team is, like, I wouldn't hate it if Andy Reid took a leave of absence. Like, hey, we need someone to run the Chiefs for a few months. I think it'd be great. Like, we kind of principle or Eagles maybe a little different because the Eagles have a little more bombast or, turmoil. But, like, we police ourselves, you know what I mean? We've got the things in place, but
I'm sorry, I'm going to let this clip play, and I'm talking Miami Dolphins because I love what Chubb played. The Kansas City Chiefs got people breaking the law, getting into oh my gosh. I mean, like, what are you talking about? On the sidelines, especially in 23, you got fights going on with Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice. Like, what are we making up here? What delusional world do we live in right now? I mean, like, oh my gosh. And you're going to say, oh, there was no literally last year, you had multiple players get in some serious issues on this, on the side, all right? I mean, like, dealing with women, animals, children. I mean, Tyreek Hill was actually excellent before Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he was good. Okay.
That's not what he's got in Miami. And so I just think, I don't know that I buy the culture's totally different because those are still the three main characters of the movie.
There's always something wrong in Miami. It's just as simple as that. If Tua with the injuries, unfortunately. Yeah. 2 years ago when the offense was spectacular, the defense was horrible. Last year, the defense was good. It was top 10 defense. The offense can't get anything going. Like, it's always something. And look, hanging out and playing video games, because that's what Chubb was talking about. Like, the context was just guys getting closer off the field and all that. That's not going to change it. I see 6 teams that are definitively better than Miami in the AFC. That might be right. I'm being kind.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City, the Chargers, and whoever wins the AFC South.
Yeah.
They're getting a team in the playoffs. All right. So if Miami will be good, if they're in the hunt for that last playoff spot in the AFC, Denver, maybe Pittsburgh, with those teams, somebody else from the AFC South, if they're battling those teams,
DraftKings
that's a
has
good
them
year
as
for
with the
them.
10th best odds to win the AFC. So that's kinder than they're being. Go ahead, KW.
I'm shocked by this because last year I bought that they were changing their culture. And I'm big on, living it every day. So like while you guys made fun of the Bills putting up their Super Bowl banner, I liked it.
Well, they took it down
They
themselves.
took it down, but keep your eye on the prize. Do you remember, and then I was,
Did they
while
win the Super
researching
Bowl that
this,
year?
I said, oh yeah, I forgot about this tweet, and we talked about it, and it turned out to be one of my favorite stories that slipped my mind. Talk about doing things with intent from Marcel Louis Jacques. Mike McDaniel said his staff schedules meetings at times that end in 24, 3:24, 5:24, 7:24 to represent the 24 years it's been since the Dolphins have won a playoff game. Miami hoping to snap that drought in 2024. They did not. After the show, I'm going to send a message to Marcel to see if they are continuing with this. Are they moving it to 25? Well, just to see, this is the type of change.
That also was that. If you remember when we talked about that, that also to me was a sneaky backdoor of it's not us, because it wasn't anything that was about this Dolphins coaching staff or this Dolphins roster that we're trying to fix. It's like, man, it's been the whole century. Like Tua was barely born. Mike McDaniel was in grade school.
Yeah. I don't think that's what it was, but it's so funny because on one side I'm going to say I love what Chubb did and what he said, and I want to break that down more deeply, and I hate this. I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this. I'm trying to think. I just wasn't aware of this. I didn't catch this. Talk about doing things with intent. I always love when people buy into that type of stuff. This is the dumbest thing ever. It just is. It just is. I mean, this is what I always refer to as just like fake coaching. It's kind of like coach speak as well. Like this is just nonsense. This doesn't inspire anyone. Doesn't motivate anyone. Doesn't add any intentionality. Doesn't keep an eye on the prize. It's just nonsense. I mean, it just is. It doesn't help you win games. It doesn't keep you focused. It sounds good. Sounds great. Put it in a Hallmark movie and have my mom watch it. Congrats. Great. I mean, like, it's just like, it's just silly. It really is. Especially when you hear Miami that they had problems with players coming to practices on time and meetings on time, when they had some of these type of issues. And it's like, well, maybe be more firm about that rather than like, this is when the meetings are going to end at 7:24 and 5:24. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just not real. Like, that's manufactured. And listen, there's always some manufacturing from coaches. Like, coaching is this fascinating thing. Because you're both treating these guys like men, but also still kids because they are still kids. And you are, even if they have the best father in the world, the best mother in the world, best grandparent, like, you still are, like, also somehow, some way, like a fatherly role. Like, you're not just a boss, but you are a boss. You are a father. Like, you're a brother. Like, you're in it. You're also in it together. Like, it's just, you're also not the true boss because you have, like, a GM, an owner. Like, it's a fascinating dynamic. It really is. And things like this is like, I don't know. I think day one, you bring everyone into the room, the coaching staff, the players, all this, and you write 24 on there and you circle it and you say, does anyone know what that means? Why did I put 24 up there? And you like have people raise their hands. 24 is, and everyone just makes random stuff up. And then someone says, it's been since we won a playoff game. And they're like, exactly. That changes now. Like, that can be a nice little, like, give you chills. Be like, oh, man, yeah, things are going to change. Like, I even can get the chills just saying that out loud because I could put myself in a meeting like that where it's like, things are going to change. things are going to change. And it's like, all right, but that only lasts so long. That only lasts so long. Those chills, that excitement, that energy, it can spark a fire, but it can't keep the fire. And having now meetings keep going on 24/24 is like gonna like keep you going. Like, no, it takes so much more than that. And I love that Chubb was like, yeah, man, last year we were lying. I love that. I always talk about this. Always. I'm gonna have to like really try to save this clip somewhere, because I always talk about players, coaches, whatever, like how often they lie, how often they just kind of say whatever, and how a lot of times coaches lie to play, like they lie to themselves. A coach can really truly believe this team is not going anywhere, but they'll say, hey, when we play our best, no one can beat us. And it's like, and again, you could sometimes, depending on the locker room, depending on the types of players, the ages of the players, you can get away with that. But like sometimes it's like you can't lie to these players. You can only lie to them so long and for so long. And it is always fascinating because a lot of times it is just a level of maturity. But I've seen retired players still, I call it brainwashing, but like it's probably too harsh of a word, but you can still see that they have some of this more narrow way of looking things. When you hear a retired player make statements like, everyone's always injured, it's the playoffs, and it's like, yeah, I get it, but like there's vastly different degrees of injuries here, man. Or like, oh, it doesn't matter about so and so, it's all about who wants it more. And it's like, well, you never won a Super Bowl, does that mean that you just didn't want it enough? Like you still get some of these more just not very nuanced things, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video when we talk about ex-players being like analysts and stuff, which I think is a fascinating conversation. But with Chubb just straight up being honest, and I can't tell you that things are going to be different. Like, I have no frame of reference or no idea what is changing in Miami. Like, none. So I do think that that's kind of a fair pushback from Nick in that point. But I love that he was being honest. And this points me back to with Dak Prescott, which I called out immediately what happened last summer. Or not last summer, in February, after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. He was just like, I don't want to say check the record to the Super Bowl champs, but like, check the record. We play them great. And it's like, bro, like newsflash, that means nothing. Like you're trying to pretty much pretend like you're close to winning a Super Bowl and you've never been to an NFC Championship game. The Eagles, since you've been drafted, have been to not one, not two, but 3 Super Bowls. And you've only won 2 playoff games. Jalen Hurts now has been to 2 Super Bowls and you've only won 2 playoff games. You're not close, and you have to be honest about that. And I made a whole video talking about that. You got to be honest about that. You got to accept that. By accepting that, that's how you evolve. That's how you grow. That's how you figure out what changes do you need to make, both personally and from a team perspective. And so the fact that Chubb is being like, nah, man, we were lying. And as long as he's the leader now, to be like, yeah, we were lying, and the lies end today. No more. None of this. Then like some growth can take place. The culture can be built. I don't know if he's the man to build that culture. I trust his ability as an offensive mind, but it's unclear to me if he has the ability to be a true head coach and build that culture, especially in Miami. Miami is crazy. A lot of people who are watching this video probably are from Miami or live in Miami, and like you all know, Miami's wild. Just looking at Miami is wild. I mean, it is a 365 party down there, man. Like it's a little overwhelming. All the people that are there, the way they're dressed, the energy. I mean, like it's overwhelming. I'm not going to pretend like I've spent like a tremendous amount of time in Miami by no stretch of the imagination, but like when you're in these lower areas, the wealthy areas, Boca Raton, and let me know, do other athletes like live, in some of these quieter areas, so to speak? But like, I feel like it's going to be hard. You got a 22, 23, 24-year-old down in Miami who they've been, for most of their life, they've been living in like rural Alabama or something. Like it's going to be difficult. And it's different than the city. Like that's the thing, because you could be like, well, New York's distracting and LA, and like that's true too. But like Miami's kind of a vibe, man. Like Miami is just the weather. The weather is definitely different, and you're gonna say like, yeah, LA is a crazy city, but it's not necessarily known to be like a party city. Like I've spent a lot of time in LA, San Diego, and it wasn't like, oh man, you got to go here, 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 and here. Like that's where it all goes down. Like it doesn't really exist. You know, you have your celebrity and Hollywood parties, but like, you know, I don't got any experience with that. But like Miami, it's like, you know, things are gonna get wild, and obviously the beaches, and of course the 365 weather. Whereas like New York City can get wild and out, but the weather's not nice 365. And for anyone who hasn't lived in an area where the weather is just always great, it's just different. It's just different. And so I think that goes against it as well. And so you do need a true alpha. You really do. This is where like a Sean McVay, of course, an Andy Reid. Like I'm trying to even just think about personalities and not even just level of coaching, because obviously those are great coaches. A Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin would be a great voice down in Miami. You know, just someone that has a big personality, someone where you know when he's talking, you shut up and listen. I've had plenty of coaches who, when they talk, you shut up and listen. If not, it's like, oh, okay. And I've had other coaches where it's like, whatever. He to me is a whatever. And by doing the 24, man, I guarantee you that's the type of stuff that other coaches and other players are like, man, that's cheesy. That's cheesy. Like, whatever, man. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the culture, the lies that were told in 24, and I guess now the truth that's being told in 25, and how this culture can change? Is it a player situation? Is it just a geographical situation? Is it a head coach, GM, owner? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.